Hey everyone, I'm Mary from DIY Montreal, and I'm super excited to show you today's project. I've been working on the plans for this lumber cart for a really long time, so I'm super stoked to finally show them to you today. I think the thing I like the most about this lumber storage cart is this little slot in the front where I can store all of my little tiny little scrap pieces of wood. And I know you're probably thinking, why not just throw them out? What are you going to use these for? But the truth is, around my shop, I seem to always need little scraps. So this little front nook is perfect for that. So the lumber cart is also on wheels, which makes it easy to turn or move around. You've got your horizontal storage here, some vertical storage, and in the back you have a slot for some panel goods. You can also put smaller panel goods in the front here. It's really up to you. This cart is really so versatile. So I'm really excited to show it to you. Let's get started. I made my way to the hardware store to buy some 3/4 inch plywood, and I needed 2 sheets. Now I don't know about you, but 4x8 plywood does not fit in my car, so I had it cut down to a manageable size at Home Depot. I also bought 4 caster wheels and some screws. So back in the shop, I started by measuring and marking with the help of a T-square here, and cutting down my plywood into the panel sizes that I needed. And I used various methods. I started off with my track saw, my DIY track saw should I say, and if you want to see the plans you can click on the link above there to see how I made that. So I started by cutting down the sheet of plywood with my circular saw, and then eventually I moved over to my table saw and my miter saw. These are the cuts that you should have when you're all done making your cuts. I made some detailed plans, including a cutting diagram, so you can download those for free by clicking in the description below. I started by assembling the horizontal shelvings on the left, and to make the assembly easier, I cut some 1/4 inch shallow dados, and this would just help me to align the shelves and make assembly a lot easier. So I transfer those over to my second panel as well. Before going any further, I made some pocket holes so I would be able to attach the shelves to the base later on. After that, I simply used some wood glue to attach my shelves, and then I screwed them in from the back side. And I did all of the shelves for the right side first before moving on to the left side. And voila, the side shelves are assembled. Next, I moved on to the center compartment, and I essentially followed the same process as I did for the side shelves. I made shallow dados using my router, and then I assembled them using some glue and some screws. I almost forgot to make the pocket holes, but luckily for me, I went back and I made them along the bottom and the sides so I would be able to attach it later. Next, I moved on to the base. Now, for some reason, I felt the need to reinforce the base before I put on the caster wheels, so I added a small block of plywood. And then I used some 1-inch number 12 screws to screw in the 2-inch caster wheels. Now I could have used bigger wheels, but really my intention is not to roll this around in the shop. It's just so I can move it back and forth to get out my sheets of plywood. And now finally the fun part, assembly. So I simply put some glue down and lined everything up, starting with the side shelves, and then used the pocket hole screws to affix it to the base. To make things easier, I made all the pocket holes and put the screws into the holes prior to assembly. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel for more DIY videos to come.